To welcome you all here. I'm Sean Wilson, Secretary for the Department of Transportation and Development, and we're excited to be here for another ribbon cutting on a major infrastructure project. I'd like to first thank the Ascension Parish Tourism Office for allowing us to use this facility for the event, and invite all of the speakers. I see the speaker who's the speaker is out in the audience, but we do have some seats up here so the governor isn't sitting by himself for all the speakers to come on up. DOTD looks forward to working with our contracting industry, and on this project we had Barrier Construction, who's done a phenomenal job for the work that they've done. So let's give the company who worked for us, a good Louisiana company, a round of applause for their effort. And I would tell you, the leadership there would tell us this wasn't big enough, but it was a $5.6 million improvement since August of 2018. They've been contracted to do this work. This project consisted of upgrading the three-lane intersection of LA 22 to LA 70 to a multi-lane roundabout with J-turns as well as sidewalks. We have a total of 4 J-turns that were constructed, 2 on the west side and 2 on the east side of the interchange. Each of them have a dedicated safety zone for folks to make those left turn movements. While the public may not appreciate those types of improvements make our safety statistics all the better here in the state of Louisiana. We've also provided a traffic signal that was installed at the J-turn farthest to the east, to the west of the interchange near the racetrack, as well as an additional lane along LA 22 westbound from I-10. The good thing that you should also know that this is an industrial corridor, and oftentimes you see a number of 18-wheelers here, and we provided the necessary bulb outs and the design for the roundabout to accommodate their traffic. We expect right now 21,000 vehicles a day to travel through this corridor. In the near future, we expect to exceed 28,000 vehicles traveling this corridor. And so we know that investment creates economic opportunity, and we've done a tremendous job here for the businesses that operate along this corridor. And so with that, we have a couple of folks who are going to say a few words. I've learned to keep my remarks short when you're standing out in the sun, so that my boss can talk as long as he'd like to. So let me now welcome to the stage Governor John Bel Edwards, who's going to give us some remarks.
Thank you. Rest assured, as long as I'd like to talk, it isn't going to be long. I know it's hot. I do want to thank everybody for coming out this morning. I want to thank Sean for his leadership at DOTD. And all the folks at DOTD work so hard. But we've got Speaker Sexsnyder here this morning, Senator Lambert, Senator Price. We've got Representative Brass and Representative Edmondson. We got Parish President here. We got the Sheriff here. We got Mayor Arsenault and Mayor Lambert. And we got some folks from Barrier, and all of you. It's great to be out. It's great to be focused on anything other than COVID-19. But we're never far away from it, right? And it is an extremely difficult emergency to manage, and I want to thank everybody. Look, we remain in a very difficult place. It's a challenge, but I appreciate everybody's work on that. Look, this is a vital project for Ascension Parish. It's a vital project for the capital region. Building an infrastructure, preserving our transportation system is extremely important. It always is. And it remains a priority even in the midst of this COVID-19 public health emergency. One of the things you may remember is at no time after this emergency developed did we ever stop or slow down construction. It was always deemed an essential function. And neither did we stop any manufacturing. And this particular project is important because of all the manufacturing that is happening out along the river and the traffic that would back up here as a result of it. So since taking office in 2016, we've invested more than $3.6 billion across the state in infrastructure projects that benefited over 4,500 miles of state roadway. Specifically here in Ascension Parish, it's been $154 million that we've invested, and that's been across 30 projects. This was a $5.6 million project that consisted of constructing, as you see it, a roundabout with sidewalks at the intersection of LA 22 and LA 70, as well as 2 J-turns on each side of the I-10 LA-22 interchange with a left turn lane. The project was brought about with the purpose of improving safety and efficiency of traffic along LA-22 from I-10 to its intersection with LA-70. And from speaking to the speaker and to Senator Lambert, it's working. It's safer and traffic is moving much, much better. As you all know, oftentimes traffic would back up on I-10 eastbound in the morning and back up towards the river in the afternoon. These J-turns are going to greatly mitigate this congestion and increase safety with those left-hand turn lanes. Obviously, as you know, this corridor serves as a vital route for many industrial businesses and manufacturing plants on both the east and the west bank of the Mississippi River due to the proximity of the interstate for freight travels. And when I talk to CEOs of companies who are looking at expanding or putting a new manufacturing operation along the river, the connectivity to the interstate is one of the things that concerns them the most, because there's no better place than that river. But they need to be able to get their workers in and out and their goods and products in and out. And so they need that access to the interstate as well. So this is about economic development. It's about quality of life. It is about public safety, all of that. It's one more example of how we can make strategic investments to improve the safety, economy, and quality of life for all Louisianans. And it's another way that we're going to keep moving our state forward. And I want to thank everybody who worked so hard to make this happen. I want to thank you for your patience, because I know it was 2 years getting it complete. But you can't complete anything until you start. And I'm looking forward to starting and completing a lot more transportation infrastructure projects. So thanks, everybody. God bless. Be careful and be safe out here with COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. You know, when I became secretary, I got a chance to work with this gentleman, the next speaker, and one of the first things we did was he bought breakfast right across the street here, and Mr. Speaker, it's been a long time since he bought breakfast. And so I think for the $5.8 million that we spent, it's worth a beignet or two. So let me invite the Speaker, Mr. Clay Schexnayder, to come up, and he'll be followed by Senator Eddie Lambert and Parish President Clint Quintmore.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was a few years back whenever we first got some beignets across the road and talked about some projects out this way. But I can tell you, it's been a long time coming to be able to get these projects here and to be able to make Sorrento and Ascension Parish and our state better. I can tell you that working with the mayor of Sorrento and working with our sheriff, Bobby Weber, and even Ascension Parish, former and now Parish President Quintmore, it's something that makes our parish better in the fact that, one, is safer. We're keeping people in a safer place. The sheriff's office hasn't been out here as much dealing with traffic issues and things like that. The other part is economic development, which the governor touched on, which is huge for our area. It's huge for the state. It's something nice to have that we can now look at this and look at further projects down the road to possibly 4-lane this Highway 70 and get more people wanting to come out here and invest in Ascension Parish and St. James Parish. This is a critical piece of infrastructure that does those types of things. And with that, all of my colleagues in Baton Rouge, thank y'all for y'all's help in getting this done and helping us. Governor, thank you. Sean, I think the next breakfast should be on Sean anyway, but we'll work that out as we go down the road. But thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all. I just want to say DOTD hit a home run with this project. It's been years coming. I sat in many meetings when we were starting to plan this project. They had a lot of people had a lot of doubts about it. They worked through this project tremendously. They got a lot of public input. I know this thing is the best thing I've ever seen. I used to come 3 or 4 years ago, going to Pierre Part early in the morning. At 4:30, I'd be on the interstate worried somebody was going to rear end me. The traffic was horrible. I would be coming back in the evening sometimes around 3 o'clock. You'd be backed up. You couldn't get over. Since this project has been done, it is unbelievable the way it moves traffic. It is truly a home run, and it really goes to show you that DOTD was on top of their game on this thing. And I also want to thank the governor, because he has made a tremendous investment in Ascension. Of course, our delegation is always after him, and Governor, I have a couple more projects that I'm going to talk to you about as soon as I catch up. I've already caught Sean. But I just want to say this thing is tremendous, and I look forward to more projects like this. Thank y'all.
Yeah. You know, anybody that knows me knows that I'm not real big ribbon cutting guy, but I'll tell you, infrastructure projects like this really get me going. They really get me excited. You know, what this means for this area, Highway 70 and Highway 22 and the interstate corridor, we all know growth is moving this way, out of Baton Rouge and into Ascension. So to see this project not only solve current problems, but benefit the future. Because you can look at this thing, this is not all built out yet. And I know that the mayor of Sorrento, Mike Lambert, and the Sorrento Town Council, they're super excited to have this in place because it encourages growth. It encourages economic development. So, you know, it's so important to put infrastructure first before development gets there. And we can all know our issues on Highway 30 and how DOTD is really trying to tackle that problem. So it is really excited to see these projects be put in place first. And obviously we can tell the industrial corridor what it means to this area as far as economic growth. So I do want to send out a special thanks to the governor, to the speaker, and to all the senators and representatives that took part in this, because this is not an easy project to get going. And I'm just super excited. I know that our Sheriff, Bobby Weber, is excited about having to work less accidents at this intersection. So, yeah, this is just going to be an overall tremendous project for Ascension Parish and the town of Sorrento. And I want to thank everyone that was involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And as I was sitting there, I remember driving, or standing here, I remember driving across and seeing that backlog that Senator Lambert talked about and getting calls from elected officials. And so, Mayor, I think your town is going to move a lot smoother, a lot more efficiently. And if you just watch some of these big 18-wheelers like this one, no longer is he having to come to a complete stop and slowing traffic down, and he's doing so very safely and keeping commerce moving. And so that's a big part of what we do. The only thing I'm going to ask you to help us with is when we do these types of projects, people doubt the capacity and the knowledge base at the Department of Transportation. Not very many people like the construction of roundabouts, but they love the final product. And so help us spread the word that these are good things that are happening. Help us spread the word that limiting access a little bit actually improves the ability to access governments in such a way, and businesses, that are much more efficient that folks can get in and out of. My heart would stop a beat every time we'd watch a video of folks shooting from one business all the way across to the other, and knowing that they were just a blink away from a death accident. That's no longer the case because we provided some responsible limitations and improved access. And I would be remiss if I didn't give our safety section and the folks who worked on this a big kudos, because they work hard at trying to find places where we have accidents that are correctable with engineering designs that move forward in the process. All of Todd Donmeyer and his staff who are here, I want to say thank you for the work that you do. You all have been phenomenal at delivering these projects. And when you see beautiful projects like this, people are a lot less likely to throw trash out the window. This is a clean corridor. And so help us manage our litter, but more importantly, help us build infrastructure that will discourage it. And with that, I'd like to invite all of our elected officials, the mayor, of course, all of our state reps and senators, a representative of Barrier. Please join all the speakers here as we cut the ribbon on this very exciting transportation project.